Okay, so this is my Unreal project. I did a one on how to make a baked potato. So, moving on, I'm going to show you the code for it. We're going to start off with this. This is the third person character in which I stored. None of these matter except for checkpoint status, spawn bake, and text. Keep that in mind. Those are just from a testing phase. So, basically, moving on from that, the main brain of this is in the checkpoint. So when you hit the checkpoint, which is a box that's slightly bigger than the checkpoint itself, what it does is it um, casts to the third person character, excuse me, and then immediately teleports itself away so that you don't like keep running into it while it takes the small amount of time to compute this, but it just makes it run better and nicer, as well as not keep adding the score up over time. Um, so running off of this thing is a rat's nest. I apologize. So let's see here. So basically, this is the logic for it. So remember the checkpoint status from the third person character. It runs into that, and it determines if so. Starting off, starts at 0, right? And then if you touch it, and that's true, it sets it to 2, and then runs it up into here. And if it's equal to 2, then it puts it to the next location. Going back, if that's not true and it's not equal to 0, then it'll run down here. And if it is equal to 2, then it'll set it equal to 4. This doesn't do anything that I recall, but there's so much stuff, I have no idea if it's important or not later. But running this back up, it then runs it into this. If this is false, then it runs back down into this branch. And if it is equal to 4 and it's true, it runs it into the new spot. So on and so forth until you get to the bottom. The spawn bake is how I spawn the baked potato, because that one's code is slightly different from the rest, because I wanted to make this run as smoothly as possible. So instead of constantly looking if the player's touching it, it's only when they do touch it that it runs this code. Um, and it'll repeat through that. Once you get to the oven, it then takes 10 seconds. It goes away, negative 100, 100, 100, like you can't see it. It waits 10 seconds for it to bake, and then after that, it respawns it in the correct location. That can go. Um, Moving on, here is, let's do yeah, we can do potato, it doesn't matter. So this is the potato you pick up. If you touch, they all have a box outside right where the beacon is. So when you walk into the beacon, it activates the overlap. So once that happens, it runs it into a slight delay to allow everything to compute, and all of these are essentially the same: potato, butter, the plate, all of them. And then if it is equal to the correct one, so that you don't run into it and it just disappears, if that makes sense, um, while you're not supposed to be at that checkpoint, it then runs back into here. If that's true, it destroys it. If it's false, it does absolutely nothing. These print strings don't do anything because they get destroyed before it can print, but that was during testing, which that obviously didn't work. And here's the code for the baked potato. Swipe me. Actually, I lied. So this stuff can all go. There we go. So basically, this one constantly is checking if it's supposed to spawn. And once it does, it runs it back into the branch, and then teleports it to the correct location. Moving on from that, are these all compiled? That's compiled. Um, did I just exit out of the widget? Darn it. Okay, so no, I was good. This is the widget though. this stays current objective the whole time, and this text block is what's altered as it's linked to the function get text. And if I go to, I can't remember how you get back, but the code for this basically is it sets this, which is the function text, equal to, or it sets the, where's it at? This function here, get text, it sets it equal to the text in here, just to simplify things. So moving on, we got our event tick, so this runs constantly. Slows down. I haven't noticed any drops in speed. I just don't like to use the event ticks if I can help it to keep the game running quick. So moving on from that, we once again just have the if then else statements here basically is what this is. So if the checkpoint status is equal to 0, then it sets the text to go to plate. If it's equal to 2, it sets the text to go to potato, so on and so forth through all the instructions. Actually, that could be 10, not 11. And then it sets that to 10, and then runs this back and sets it equal to, or spawn bake equal to 1. Or so, there's somewhere else that sets it equal to 1. I can't remember where. But once it does do that, oh, it sets it in checkpoint 1, I believe. Yes. So once you get to 10, it sets spawn bake equal to 1, and that to 12 just to make everything stop so it doesn't keep running the stuff. And then running off of that, once it's equal to 1, then it says you did it. So if we run this now, I can go over to the plate, pick up the plate, it disappears like I should. I can run all around the butter I want and it won't disappear. Then go to the potato, that's gone. Go to the butter, that's gone. Go over here to cook it. Oh, and yeah, it's been in the top left. I'll run it back one more time in case you missed it. But you wait 10 seconds, go set the baked potato on the table, set it there, you did it. Alright, let me run this back one more time for you. So if you look in the top left, current objective is to go to plate. New objective is go to potato, go to butter, go to the oven, you wait. Then go sit on the table. That's all the blueprint. And that's my project right there. All right.